5 or 6 years ago, we started seeing what we would call exponential growth.
Really what we're after at OVCN is not so much the numbers as we want to have a healthy church at OVCN, and we believe the church growth will come after that.
We weren't doing well at communicating with the certain groups of people, certain ministries for events and activities and things that related to what they were doing. We were talking to everybody about things that didn't apply to everybody.
We knew we would keep growing just with the trends, with what we were doing. We knew that trend would continue.
As we started seeing our numbers grow, we knew that we couldn't continue in that way.
So we wanted to really solve a problem before it was a huge problem.
What is a next step? What are we asking people? What does a disciple of Jesus Christ look like for OVCN and somebody that's fully engaged with what God's doing here?
That's a really important thing to figure out. What do you want people to do in your church? We were able to talk to StudioC. They were unbelievably kind. They worked so well with us, and they were trying to find out where we were. They didn't just come in and say, here's the package, you do what we tell you to do. They wanted to find out where we were, first of all. That is so unbelievably helpful, because now they know where we're at, they know what the next steps are, and they can say, okay, knowing where you're at, here's what you need to do. That was huge. StudioC was like that thing that said, okay, we know what the next step is for you. Let us show you how. Let us walk with you, because it's not just giving us information, it's walking with us and helping us through the process, that we were able to put it in the next gear and take off. We had total confidence in StudioC. And after a couple meetings, you just felt like, hey, we're family. We're doing this together. They really care about what we're going through.
I am responsible for pretty much everything, the app, the website, that type of communication. So that's why this was so important, because it gave me a tool that I could put my hands around, that like I didn't have to go into 5 different programs to be able to do the thing that one could do for me. Once you have your structure in place, once you have some of your messages in place, it really is so easy. The back end of putting in new things is so simple. Like StudioC has made it so easy. I can choose a message from the gallery and slide it in. The time that is now involved in this huge communication piece is so minimal.
We got better really quick at figuring out what are the types of things we need to provide for our people and what is it that they need to be a part of. We never knew in the past if an event was successful because it was a good event, because it hit a need. We also didn't know if it was not successful because people didn't know about it or because it wasn't a good event. Now we have this data to say, hey, number one, we know a lot of people looked at that event because we could see they clicked on it, but we also know they didn't register for it. And so it wasn't because they didn't know, it was because it wasn't a good event. And we're gonna stop doing it. It's gonna be a force multiplier. We're going to take away every opportunity to register for things or to be a part of things, except for through our app, using the data that we have so that we can create a better experience for the people that are a part of our church family.
Last year, for the year, we averaged over 500 more people per Sunday than the year before.
You know, Blue asked the question early on, what are you doing with that data? And our answer was, well, we're doing nothing. It's in the cloud somewhere, and we feel really good about all of it. I would just kind of challenge any executive pastor, any leadership team at a church right now that has all that information. StudioC gives you the opportunity to actually do something productive with that and providing an experience for your people that make them feel known at your church. And you owe it to yourselves to explore that, have the conversation, and see what that might look like for you guys wherever you might be and whatever stage of growth you might be at.